Hey up, how you doing? How's it going? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag, also known as That Short One. There you go. Everyone in chat saying go away, Mag. Oh, I've only just appeared. Sophie, thank you so much for that resub. That's 42 months at tier 1. They have been subscribed for 46 months. Greatly appreciate it. Good way to start the show. Also, can we get a shout out for Kindred, who is our new community member of the month, who won his prize last night. He's won an Amazon voucher. We'll be sending that to him later. Also known as Captain Magazine. It said 45 my end. Oh, yeah, it says, well, that's weird. It says 42 months at tier 1. You've been subscribed for 46 months. That's weird. Yeah, we've got different things then, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Hello to everyone who's here tonight. Hope you're doing well. First one here was Gozzo. Good evening. Hope you're well. And then followed by Kindred. Followed by Mr. Jesse. Hello. Good evening. Dave, being Dave, says, I hate you all. I mean, hello. Yes, there. Manic, good evening. How you doing? Phantom, good evening. How's it going? Our guest is saying hello as well. We'll introduce our guest in a little bit. Hope you're doing our Flame, good evening. Good to see you. Danka, good evening. Sophie, good evening. Hannah, hiya. How you doing, Hannah? Good to see you. The video looks a bit laggy. Does it really? Let me know. Hopefully not, because we're not using the same software as last night, because we had that Ubisoft stuff that went a bit weird. So we're not using that. So try and refresh, because hopefully everything my end looks great on all 3 screens. So there you go. Yeah, it's low on frames or something. Oh, okay. That's bizarre. God knows why that is. According to this, it's fine. Let me just check, because I haven't got any of that other stuff on. So no idea why. No idea why. Let me know of anyone else if it's being funny. It could be a Twitch thing this time, rather than because I'm not using Streamlabs or anything. So fuck it. Anyway, on with the show. I don't give a fuck. We'll do it anyway, regardless of what happens. We've had worse. So we have got a couple of sponsors this evening for tonight's show. First one is the mobile game Tiki Solitaire. Download it on your phone. We've had a number of you that have been playing the game already. You lot have been smashing the targets. I think 2 of you have already reached level 75 in the game. There was a target to reach level 200 by Monday the 19th. Monday the 19th, Kindred's got to level 80 or 81. Really appreciate that. There's a link. Download the game. Download the game. Play it. Every time someone gets to a certain level, there are levels and targets listed in my Discord. It helps fund the channel. So really, really appreciate it. And a thank you to Tiki Solitaire for supporting the channel. Links are there to download the game. Hope you've all been well. We've got another fun-packed show for you. And I am going to basically bring in my co-host who knows the most. Let's hear what he's been playing over the last couple of weeks. It's the one, it's the only, Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. How's everyone in chat? Hope you're all doing well.
They're doing all right. Exclamation Daves are hitting the chat right now. Cool. There you go. Sophie's explaining what Tiki means to Manic, because Manic says, I don't know what Tiki means, but there you go. Dave, spelt wrongly. Dave. Yeah, there you go. He's getting there. He's getting there. It's all right. How are you, buddy? How you done it?
I'm pretty good, thank you, mate. Can't complain. It was a nice bank holiday weekend. Could have been warmer, but it was nice having 3 days off.
Yeah.
That was good. And back to work.
It's always
today,
good, isn't it? There you go. Sophie says, Dave only turns up for me.
Yeah, not for you. No point.
No. I don't pay him, so he's got to turn up for something else. So let it be Sophie. Well, since you had 3 days off, what were you playing over the 3 days?
Well, I finished Indiana Jones off. Got those last couple of levels done, so that's all cool. I think it was generally pretty good. I was starting to get a little bit sick of it towards the end.
It's that last level that's a bit.
Yeah, I think they could have done that better, because I do think probably level design wise they peaked with the Vatican, because that was such a well done level.
Yeah.
So to explore. And I think that worked because they did block off certain bits until you triggered, certain missions to occur.
Yeah.
But that last big level, because you can just travel around it, you can sort of end up wasting your time, like I said before. And I think I pissed away a good hour or more just pottering about on it, when I really should have just concentrated on the main story and done the things as they actually came up. It would have flowed a bit better there.
Yeah, there you go.
a little bit for me.
Kinji says I struggled on the jungle level on Indie to finish it as well. Yeah, I think because you're in a boat to travel compared to Egypt, where it was like, right, you can't get to this place because again, like the Vatican level, you've got to finish this to get this bit. It felt like they were just going, go explore. But a lot of the places you said you couldn't get into, so you waste a lot of time. But the rest of it, I loved. And I even went back and got the final ending because you have to complete the game to the end, get the final piece of the puzzle to then go back in and do the final puzzle to get the extra ending.
Yeah, I just looked it up on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I actually went and did it. I enjoyed it. I filled the whole grid and did the whole puzzle.
Bother doing that. I kind of thought that from when I looked at it into what it is that you get, I kind of thought it's just busy work for the sake of it, just to pad it out. Because what you get at the end is normally what you would just get at the end of the credits, but they put it locked it behind a puzzle.
Yes.
So I thought, I'm glad I just watched it on YouTube.
But I like that because I was kind of like, so you find out what happens to, and I won't spoil it. But there you go. Okay, he goes, there are walkthroughs. That's what walkthroughs are for. I enjoyed it. There's some games that have got multiple endings that I will not bother playing, and I'll watch them on YouTube. But with that, I wanted to see what it was. And I was like, one of the few games that I was like, and the fact that you only had to reload it and go back into that last bit rather than doing it all again was like, well, I'm going to spend 15 minutes doing that. Sophie just wanted to do it for the achievement. There you go. Exactly. So there you go. Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I got back into Baldur's Gate 3. So it's been quite a while since I actually last played it. So I'd left it sort of partway through Act 2. So I'm progressing through that now, doing a few more of the side missions and just kind of picking up the mechanics and the fun stuff you can do in it. Like I got into one fight where like these enemies surprised me. One of the enemies like this massive hulking creature, like 2 levels above my party. First time I tried to fight it, the fucker ate 2 of them. So I thought, well, I can't let that stand. I had to reload. So the second time I reloaded, I was flicking through what I had, spell-wise. So I had one spell which let me turn it into a little defenseless sheep. And then I booted that little defenseless sheep off a cliff. Done.
As you do. Yeah. As it all makes sense.
But it's a great game, just letting you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend.
Completely nuts. Kindred said I've used a walkthrough for all the collectibles on Clear Obscura. Now I haven't gone and got all the collectibles, but I have been hammering through that game and I'm midway through Act 2. I absolutely adore it. And as of today, they've shifted 2 million copies. Cool. Which is fantastic. So in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm so happy it's done well. And it's selling more than we said this last week. It's selling more than the Oblivion remake, which was a massive success because, as you said, everyone was worried that it was going to get overshadowed by it, and it's just absolutely just taken over. I can't stand RPGs, and I'm really loving this game. I don't know. I just think it's because it's done so well. So awesome. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, congratulations to all the team at Kepler. So I was going to say Keem at Kepler and Sandpool for shifting 2 million copies in. I'm sure they'll probably do another million in the next week, hopefully. 3 million. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But yeah, definitely a contender for Game of the Year. Definitely. So there you go. Good evening, Iquel. Good to see you. LeBray says hello. I absolutely did not get distracted and will not get distracted later. That's absolutely fine. You can get distracted. Anyway, should we bring our guest in this evening?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Right. Well, I'm going to state that we did have another guest lined up, but unfortunately, due to their work commitments, they had to move. So they will hopefully be with us in a future stream in June. And I'm not going to say who it was because in case it gets changed, and I don't want to embarrass them that. But this lovely lady who normally watches the show said, I am very happy to step in and be part of the show. We really, really appreciate it because the first time that she's been on the show. Please get it up. Well, I mean, we know her as our Jenny, but her proper title is This Jenny Sparkles. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. It's so nice to be here. Yes. I feel like I'm just on a Zoom chat during COVID with Dave and Mag. Hello, everyone.
The Fortnite Master. Like,
yes.
There you go. Hello, Jenny. Sophie says, I see a doggo tail.
You did. I have emergency treats for when they come and annoy me.
LeBray says, this will be the best guest you've ever had. I am not biased. Says LeBray.
Love you.
So how are you, Jenny? How are you?
I'm so good. It's been a nice bank holiday weekend. We're halfway through Split Fiction. That's been really good.
Nice. Good.
And what else have I been playing? Crossy Road.
Castle. Oh yeah.
Love it. That's amazing. And Fortnite, of course.
Of course, Fortnite, because you are the Fortnite master, as Kindred pointed out in chat.
Yeah. Thank you, Kindred.
I don't know when we're playing Fortnite again, but it'll be at some point. We'll play that again. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Is there any games that you are looking forward to in the next couple of months, or anything that's like you're kind of like, or as you've seen me or someone else play, and you're like, I would like to play that, but I haven't yet?
I think I'm looking forward to GTA 6. So
okay, which we'll talk about
that later.
Yeah.
There's a really good one that you played a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember the name of it now. It's really annoying. Also, one of the games.
I was going to say, can you describe it? Because that's going to bug me. Because I'm like, I play a lot of games.
No, when I get it, I'll be like, oh, that's what it is. That's it. I can't. It's gone. I'm middle-aged. You see.
So am I. So am I. Oh, you'll have to. Well, you'll have to try and, if you remember, just say what kind of game it was or what happened in it.
Was it called like Boink or Bork or something?
You don't mean the music. You don't mean the music game where you had the little funny creatures. Do you mean Tempopo?
No.
No. What was it?
I really don't know, Mag. It's just gone from my head.
Duncan said, was it the Blueprints, the game where you build that the house as you go around? Was it that?
No.
No. I'm gonna have to message you later and go, right, well, here's everything I've streamed this year.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to?
What's that?
That game that's coming out that we're reviewing later, that's made by the same people who did Thank Goodness You're Here.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're on about. Yeah, but it's not.
It's not in the same style, but it looks very good.
It's from the publishers. I don't think it's from the people who made the game, or maybe it is. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Because the next game of them, I've seen the trailer of their next game, and I was like, again, it's completely different. It's very different. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's like he's never done a chat show before, clearly. There you go. Dave says, my booze must be acknowledged. He's been trying to boo you all the way through chat. But that's because he's a miserable fuck. So there you go.
Oh, thanks, David.
There you go.
It's the booze for me.
Apparently so.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yes.
Give him a bucket to cheer him up.
Yeah, give him a bucket and he'll shut him up. Chaotic, good evening. Says, evening, you wonderful beans. There you go. I read that as boobs, said iQuail, not booze. Sophie said same. Oh yeah, I read boobs as well. I was like, okay, I guess.
If you got something on your mind.
Right, so straight after this stream, I'm going to be going through every single stream I've done this year so that Jenny can remember what game it is. I like the fact she goes, I really wanted to get that game you played and can't tell me anything about it.
Clearly.
Jenny. Oh, Manic said, I thought it said balloons. So that's even more difference.
Boobs, balloons, all fun.
I love that she has been given absolutely no clues. Dave said it's going to be a long night for you all. Hi, by the way. Sophie says, can you remember when I played the game? This can just be the show. Fuck the content. We'll just do this for the next hour.
It was before my birthday, because I said I wanted it for my birthday, and I was expecting it for my birthday, and I've just realised I've had my birthday and I didn't get it.
Yeah, so we sang you happy birthday a couple of weeks ago.
You did, which was very nice, but it was like a few weeks before.
God, I'll have to send you a list of games. I'll send you a list of games. No point me sitting here going through a whole thing. But anyway, there you go. Love the vibe. Phantom says, love the vibe of your room. Oh yeah, John Newsucker says, yeah, that game looked great. You know, the one you played with a controller.
Oh, that one.
That one, yeah. Oh, Big Jesse said, did you say I should get it because you might be disappointed? I must give you your presents, by the way.
No.
So you bought her a game that she doesn't know, which she might like, but then again, she might not.
No, it wasn't a request to you, Big Jesse.
No, but anyway, there you go. On that bombshell, good evening, Will. Should we start the show?
Yep. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's get to it while Jenny tries to remember what the hell it was that I played a couple of weeks back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our 215th show with our wonderful guest, Jenny Sparkles. We are going to be talking about the latest games, news and reviews from the last 7 days, including Forza Horizon 5 has finally landed on PlayStation 5. Shotgun Copman, which is a game that I got to try out at New Game Plus just over a month ago in London. Plus, we're going to be talking about the Xbox price rises and what that means for a lot of people. And obviously, GTA 6 getting delayed, but actually getting a release date. All that and more coming up in the show. But we're going to kick off with our first game of the night. And as we normally seem to do, we seem to have got it. This just seems to have fallen this way that we start the show every week now with an early access game. I don't know why. It just seems to be the way it's gone. But this one was a game from only just about a week and a half ago. This came out on Friday, the 25th of April. It's an early access on PC. And this is, let me get the slide up. Hang on, if we do that. This is La Quimera. Let's have a look at this. There you go. Will says that's like Doom Cyberpunk crossed with Crisis. John Newside said, looks nice graphically, but also meh. Well, this is an early access and it's come to PC. I have been offered a copy of this game, but I've just kind of gone, no, wait until it fully comes out, to be honest. I don't really do early access games. So I don't want to sound ungrateful. But Dave, tell us a little bit more about this game, please.
Yeah, so this one I think was a bit of a surprise that it was going into early access, because from what I read from quite a few reviewers who had the review copies, they didn't know it was going to be early access at the time. Then suddenly, just before the embargo, early access, which kind of makes it sound a little bit iffy, really, if they just did that right at the last minute. So, from what I've been reading about it, it's not quite in the best state. I don't think its story is finished within the game, but its storyline as it kind of like stands. It's one of those good old dystopian futures. This one's set in like Latin America, where various catastrophes have happened to humanity. Everything's in a bit of a bad state, and lots of these little micro states, they're called, all the major states collapse. They're all using private military companies to sort things out. So you're working for one of these, trying to stop other ones getting the upper hand. It certainly looks, I'd say pretty decent graphics wise from what I can tell about it, but it's a fairly linear FPS. So don't go in expecting like an open world or big open levels like Crisis. It is meant to be very sort of corridor driven with the combat. From what I've been hearing about it, it's definitely want to wait and see if they can improve it, because it doesn't sound really story wise, gameplay wise, voice acting wise, or anything that is really in a particularly good state at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, problem with some early access stuff is it's sometimes it can be a bit too early. This one sounds like this Probably should have baked it for a little bit longer before putting it out for feedback.
I've heard that you can complete it in 4 hours as well. So I'm kind of
You
like,
can
well, then
complete it. But one of the things I was looking at earlier said that the story doesn't really conclude though.
Right.
So I
Okay.
suspect there is more to come. So I think, wait for the 4 release, see if they can actually improve it, because I don't think this is going to get a particularly good score.
Okay. Jenny, your thoughts on this?
I think it has the potential to be quite good, but bless them, I think they didn't want to let anyone down, so they went ahead with their release date, even though it was a bit shit. And so it needed a bit longer. So yeah, it seems like they've released part 1, but not the full thing.
Yeah.
Which, if it needs longer, to be better. But from what I've seen, it's not amazing.
It feels like something you'd play on the Xbox 360. Like, people are talking about Crysis, and the Crysis games were out like back then. So I'm a bit like, So yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's fun with multiplayer, fun with friends, but again, you'll blast through it in a couple of hours. So, but there you go.
It doesn't look too special.
No, it doesn't. Journey on Your Cycle will be back, but Journey on Your Cycle has actually put a score in the chat. For those who've not seen the show before, we don't review the games. However, we basically give an average score, because I scour the internet from all different websites, whether it be IGN, GameSpot, Eurogamer, Metacritic, just to name a few, Gamer Ranks, etc. And then basically turn it into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you get it correct, then you get a shout out in the chat. So, Drawn Unicycle was the first one to give a score and said a 6 out of 10. Danker is saying a 7. Gozo is saying a 7. Flame is saying a 7. Manic is saying a 7. But then Will is saying a 6. We'll start with you, Dave. What do you reckon this got?
I was going to go lower from what I'd read about it, so I'm going to try a 5.
Going to go for a 5. Okay. iQual going in between, 6.5. Celtic going for a 7. Jenny, what do you reckon this got?
Well, I was going to go for a 5, but as Dave has gone for a 5,
you can
5.5.
You're going to go for a 5.5?
Yes.
Okay. You are allowed to have same scores, right? All our guests seem to avoid it, and I'm like, you can, like, if you want to, just putting it out there.
Mac.
Yeah. I'm not saying that score's right. I'm just saying that you can have the same scores, but there you go. Will's saying the 6 squad. Woo! Kindred saying a 6.5. Anyone else, folks? This is La Quimera, an early access, which came out on April the 25th of April. So literally 2 Fridays ago on PC. Big Jesse saying 5 out of 10. And I can tell you that, let's hope when they release it, they put a bit more effort into it, because at the moment, this is averaging a
4.
Oh no!
It's actually worse than what a lot of people thought. Yes. So there you go. Hannah said a 5.5 and LeBray said a 6. There you go. Yeah, this is averaging a 4 out of 10. So not a good start. Good evening, Ems. How you doing? Good to see you. But yeah, hi, doggos. Everyone's saying doggos. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Bad voice acting, bad story, poor gameplay. It feels like a game that's quite old. And they actually said, because it's made by Ukrainian developers, we're lucky to even get it in some respects. So they said if you want a quick blast with some friends for 4 hours, it's fine. But it's probably not worth paying early access for, because it's what it is. So there you go. 4 out of 10. No one got that right, unfortunately. So there we go. We'll move straight on with our first news story. And this news story dropped while we were doing the show last week, and we did briefly mention it, because Tuesday last week was the announcement that Borderlands 4 had moved its date forward. Makes a nice change, because most games put the dates back, but it moved the date forward by 11 days. And literally the next day, Wednesday last week, we got the state of play dedicated to Borderlands 4. I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of people, I know this featured in our top 50 games and was actually the highest ranked one, and everyone was going, why? I actually quite liked what I saw, because it felt like they were actually addressing all the issues with the third one and the reasons why people didn't like the third one as much. And they even went forward and say, we ain't going to do any of that childish shit that drove people mad. Like, they were quite like, look, you weren't happy with this, so we've changed this. We've added this that's new, so we're going to try this. But you didn't like this, so we're going to do this. And Borderlands 3, I still like Borderlands 3, but and Hannah's saying she's playing it currently. Still kind of feels like the weakest one in all the games. So it feels like they've addressed it. And I actually like the look of it. I thought it looked great, I'll be honest. But the question is, and everyone was kind of going, oh, why did they bring the date forward? Now, obviously, there was speculation that apparently GTA 6 was going to come out. But as we know, because we'll talk about this later, that's not the case. But the one thing that seems to be the case is it was going to land on the same day as another big Sony game, which was Marathon. So do we think that they were kind of like, let's move this forward because it might not compete against Marathon? But I'll be honest, I'm not hyped for Marathon, whereas I have been quite hyped for Borderlands 4 because I do love the Borderlands games.
I don't think it's to do with Marathon. I think, bless him, that little Stella. That
little Stella, yeah.
The guy...
Randy Pitchford.
Yeah. He was so excited and so happy. I think they were just like, we finished and it's brilliant, so let's just release it now.
Yeah.
I think they were like, come on, before people say Borderlands 3 is terrible anymore.
Yeah. I don't think it was terrible. I think they tried to accomplish too much and went so overboard that it's not what people were expecting, and was a bit of a like, oh, it's okay.
But it slid down, didn't it? In likes. So I think they're like, no, we need to keep you.
Yeah.
Play Borderlands 4.
Yeah. Does anyone remember the Borderlands like game Gearbox did that was online and bombed hard and was shut down quite quick? No. Does anyone remember that?
No.
I don't follow the Borderlands games, so no. I mean, what did you have? You got one to three. You had the pre-sequel, then you had the ones. Then you had the one that Telltale did, and
then you've got the other Tales of Borderlands, which wasn't Telltale, but someone else, which is like a different thing. So yeah, Gozzo's playing Borderlands 3 at the moment. No, Manic said that's the first time I've not heard that. Like, I like how they're going to limit the legendary. Yeah, so this was the biggest thing. So what they stated was like legendary weapons, which are like the ultimate weapons, were just so easy to get in Borderlands 3. Now you've got to actually work for them to get them, or like kill a really big boss to get one, which makes sense. But they were just saying like a lot of the fun to get sucked out of it because there were so many guns and things. It was like, well, it's really easy just to get powered up and leveled up and just plow through the game. And a lot of people didn't like the story. A lot of people didn't like the protagonists. They felt that, like, I know the humor's kind of very sort of childish anyway, but it was like the worst kind of childish that they'd done.
It can be hard to get humour right in games, though, can't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to reach a broad audience. Yeah. Sometimes it just won't hit at all.
I remember Battleborn. I had no idea it had anything to do with Borderlands, but it tanked.
I didn't think it did.
No, I didn't think it did. It came out the same time as, was it Overwatch or something else in it? I
can't remember exactly.
By it. Yeah.
Died on its arse, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I quite like the look of it. It's definitely a game we will be playing on this channel, and I'm just glad it's been moved forward in a way. But yeah, Dave, you're not so fussed, are you? Because it's not really your kind of game.
No, I've never really played any of them, to be quite honest. I did watch the live, not the live stream, the state of play, just to see what it was looking like. I thought it looked, perfectly decent for a looter shooter. I still think the cell shaded graphics they're going for do help it stand out and make it look quite visually cool. Yeah, to say it's still not obviously I'm that fussed about playing. I can't see that they moved it because of Marathon. I don't think anyone sounds particularly excited about Marathon.
This is the thing.
Bit of a shame for Marathon, but it is what it is.
I wonder.
I think that's a game that's got that much appeal.
No, I think as Jenny said, Randy Pitchford was like, "Oh my god, it's like this game's going to be right. Let's just get it out. Let's just do it." So maybe there. Gearbox dropped Borderlands to do Battleborn before it very quickly tanked, and then they went back to Borderlands. Oh, okay. So it's not related to Borderlands. It's just that Gearbox worked on it. Okay. The fourth one will be bigger than ever. a continued story from the third one, and gameplay looks amazing. Yeah, because it continues where the third one left off, but it's set on another planet, is my understanding, but with new characters as well.
Yeah.
So even if you've never played the third one, it shouldn't make too much of a difference if you hop into this one, which I like. So for fans, it carries over, but then new players, it goes straight in. Yeah.
And it's not bad for marketing, is it?
No.
That they can have a little news story that it's very rare that someone changes. It's probably the first game that's early, isn't it? In a long time, a big
first game this year. We had something else that got moved for.
Didn't Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 get moved?
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh, actually, yes,
that's a week or something earlier.
Yeah, second one this year then that got moved forward. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you're right, got moved forward by a week.
Oh.
And then Assassin's Creed Mirage got moved forward because it was going to land on the same day as Spider-Man 2 and that. And they moved that, but that was 2 years ago. So that was 2023.
Yeah. There was something else that got moved forward because of Monster Hunter. I can't think what the other game was top of my head, but there was something that did get moved a couple of weeks ahead of Monster Hunter.
Wasn't Pirate Yakuza, was it?
Ooh, could possibly.
Didn't that get shifted by 7 days or something? I seem to remember.
Yes, might have been.
So we've had a couple of games that got moved forward, but yeah. But then you have to really think: is a week really going to make much difference when you get something like Expedition 33 coming out 2 days after the Oblivion remake, which was shadow dropped, and the game that everyone thought that would get overshadowed has done better? So I don't know whether a week or 2 weeks makes much difference, but maybe to them it does because they think it won't sell as many if they can get in first. I'm not even sure Bungie is looking forward to Marathon. There's some bad reviews already just from the trailer and gameplay. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, if you're looking forward to Borderlands 4, it's coming 11 days earlier. And if you're not, you don't have to bother with it. Simple as that. So there you go. Now let's move on to talking of games of the year and stuff like that. This featured, believe it or not, in our very first, I think this was it would be our second Christmas special we ever did, and was in our top 15 games of the year in 2021, if I got this right. But finally, it's landed on PlayStation 5 because now Xbox games are coming to PlayStation 5. We had Indiana Jones just a couple of weeks ago. And this is the next one. This is Forza Horizon 5. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
¡Bienvenidos a México! Like the first time.
There you go. So one of our top 15 games. In fact, it was my top game of that year. Now finally makes its way to PlayStation 5. So PS players are going to be excited for this, possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like Xbox's premier open world racer. Yeah, it's a very, very good game. The series has been going for years now. It just keeps getting better with each iteration, I would say. And this one especially was just felt so well put together as a really good opening. Really gets you in the mood to sort of keep going into the whole party vibe of the game. And it's just got lots of cool courses just scattered all around. Lots of other fun things to do. Multipliers with all your friends. It's just a really good package. And whilst I know PlayStation have stuff like the Crew Motorfest and whatnot, they haven't got their own first party game like this. Because I think Drive Club at the time was meant to be that type of game for PlayStation, but that unfortunately just died. So at least PlayStation players can now get hold of this and start playing it and enjoy it. And I reckon they will because it's still a brilliant game. And the release their PlayStation again includes the 2 DLCs as well.
There you go.
I played the rally one, and that was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
There you go. It shows all the extra DLC map shit everywhere, made it unpleasant to play, especially if you didn't have those DLCs. But if you're getting the DLCs with it, there you go.
Yeah.
Kindred says, now have Sony returned the favour and give Xbox Gran Turismo. They won't, because Sony are going to be arseholes about it. You watch.
Well, they don't need to. They've made enough sales on the PlayStation for that.
It's because the PlayStation Pro is so good, isn't it? So they can really jack up all of the effects for us PS players.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's one of the best
games.
Yeah, it's one of the best racing games out there, so I don't see why other people shouldn't play it. So, it's whether it gets overshadowed by stuff like Gran Turismo and loads of other games that are solely to PlayStation, but we'll see. Hopefully, it does well for them.
It's the first of Gran Turismo.
So yeah, I'm not that fussed about Gran Turismo. I'd rather play Forza Horizon because I've always enjoyed. As Dave said, those games have got better every time. I think it's rare that a racing series gets better on every game. Normally, like they might fumble a couple, but this has been is there. I mean, Gozzo says I'm a Gran Turismo big fan right here. That's cool. Never played him, so I can't comment on him. So there you go. All right. Let's see. We've got a couple of scores in the chat already. People are scoring high with this one. iQuell says a 9. Dank says a 9. Gozzo says a 9. Chat, get your scores in now for Forza Horizon 5. Kalsick is saying an 8. Flame is saying an 8. Jenny, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon for this one?
Oh, no. I was going to do 0.5 on whatever Dave said.
Well, you do a 0.5 and I'll do an even.
I think I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5, which is exactly what Will has gone for. Manic has gone for an 8. Flame has gone for an 8. Celtic for an 8. Hannah's saying a 7.5, so a little lower. Dave, what are you going with? Which way are you going then?
I'm going to go for a 9.
You're going for a 9. Okay. All right. Folks, get your scores in. This is Forza Horizon 5, which has finally landed on PlayStation 5 last Tuesday. Kindred is saying an 8.5 as well. This is your last chance to get your scores in to get a shout out in the chat. And I can tell you this pretty much got the same score as it did when it went on Xbox and PC. And it's pretty much averaged out pretty much bang on the same, which is a very strong 9 out of 10.
Wow.
There you go. 9 out of 10. Yeah. So there you go. So number of people that got that right. Gozzo, well done. Danka, well done. iQuail, well done. And obviously, Dave, you get to do your shout out. So how would you like your shout out? Because there are no dogs, so I can actually spin the chair and do stuff like that. So
let's do some spinning then. We were missing that last week.
Okay. All right. Let's go. I'll try not to kneecap myself like I did the other week. Here we go. Ready, one?
Go for it.
Here we go. Dave! There you go.
Very nice.
Good start. There we go. Moving on with a new story while those shout outs get shouted out. So a game that has done better than some people expected and will hopefully continue to do well is Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, we've not got sales figures yet. We've only had how many people are playing the game, etc. But Ubisoft look like they're committed to this game wholeheartedly, because obviously halfway through this month we get the last DLC for the Star Wars game, and then they've said that's it, that's Star Wars done. So in less than 9 months, game done and dusted, gone. They basically stated that they have put out a year one roadmap of extra content that is coming to the game. They have basically said that there is going to be some extra story missions added free of charge, which, not going to lie, did surprise me because I was waiting to hear, oh, there's more DLC you got to play. Plus, obviously, more improvements to the game overall with how it plays, especially with how the parkour works, extra additions to the photographic mode. Eventually, there'll be a new game plus mode that they're going to bring in the year. But literally every month or so, they're going to add extra free missions, which seems to be an occurrence with certain games. So we've seen it with things like Astrobot that have given us like 11 brand new levels since its release last September. But they want to drop. We definitely know we're getting one in this month, and then we're getting one in June, and more content to come. They have stated that there is going to be a DLC, which is a paid DLC, which is more lengthy adventure. However, there's no news on when that release date for that is. So, do we think that Ubisoft, one, are in for this with this game for the long haul? Because it seems to be a lot of their games recently, they're like, it's out, oh, it didn't do well, oh, we'll just get the rest of the DLC and then it's done, right? Which is what they've pretty much done with Star Wars. And do we think that this is a nice change of strategy for them to go, tell you what, if you did enjoy the game, here's more of it, because they've never really done that with an Assassin's Creed game ever before. This is something quite different they're doing here. We've always seen them do DLCs and whatever, but for them to keep chucking in free stuff, there's even more collectibles going to be added and more codex entries and stuff. Like, if you really like an achievement hunter or go it, they're going to keep dropping stuff in for people who want 100% it, which I think is quite cool. So what do we think with this?
Yeah, it's nice to see them to continue supporting the game. I think Assassin's Creed is probably their biggest brand, their biggest cash cow. So they want to keep improving it. Keep getting more people to continue playing it. Try and bring new players in. Although I always kind of think when they've got all these things that are adding extra stuff in along the way, I might as well just wait until they kind of finish that. Then I can just jump in and play the game from beginning to end with all that stuff already in there. Because otherwise, I'd end up playing it, finishing it, and then they're bringing out all this other stuff that I probably wouldn't end up going back to. So there'll probably be other stuff out. But it's nice that they're adding the stuff in. And I think, they'll have that DLC, whether that'll be this year or next year. I don't know. They'll probably try and squeeze it in before they do like the next big release. It's kind of like what they did with Valhalla, because they had a couple of big expansions for that, didn't they? Just to sort of pad things out before the next main releases.
Yeah.
So I think they've cottoned on to something really clever, and that's that they need to keep people playing the game, and they've taken a leaf out of games like Fortnite, who have the battle pass and keep bringing in new stuff, so that people don't forget about it, because they've spent so much money making that game. And we're just spoiled for choice. There's so many games to play, so it'll bring you back, Dave.
I haven't got it. I haven't played it. So
if you played it and you got bored of it, you'd come back.
See, I'm kind of just dipping in and out of it. So it's one of these games I'm probably going to try and complete across the year, because there's no way I'm going to do it all in one go. But it means that I'm going to probably get more out of it, because even when I got sent my copy, I got that free little mission that we did on the stream where you had the mission with the dog, which not everyone gets, which I thought was cool. But it means there's all this other stuff coming. So, and the fact they said this is the year one roadmap makes me think that, like with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they're going to stretch this out over a couple of years, possibly. Maybe 2 years at the very minimum, but it could be longer. So
I think they probably will until like the next proper mainline game comes out. As you say, it just keeps people's attention on the franchise. And it's their big one. It's one of the ones they moved into that new sort of entity of theirs, which they're working on Tencent with. So they want to make sure it keeps making plenty of money. Yeah,
exactly. Well, to coincide with the fact that we're talking about this, our other sponsor this evening, you can see what I've done here, is actually the Ubisoft Legends sale. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you my screen. If I put that up on the screen right now until the 20th of May, you can get a whopping up to 80% off a load of titles. You can also get them off some of the new titles. So Assassin's Creed Shadows is in the sale. If you do exclamation Ubisoft in chat, there is a game code that you can use to get discounts on games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws, Crew Motorfest, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Rainbow Six, Anno, and a ton of classic games like Watch Dogs, Far Cry 2, and more Assassin's Creed games. There's a ton of stuff that you can get there. Even the new, I say new, it's nearly 2 years old, Avatar game. But not only that, not only can you use my code, but if you spend over £17 in store and use the code LEGEND, they'll knock a further £9 off anything you buy, as long as you spend over 17 quid. So not only can you get a discount through my code, but you can use the code that you can see on screen there called Legend. I want to say a big shout out to Ubisoft and the Ubisoft Legend sale, who are sponsoring us for the next 2 weeks on stream. There you go. If that is not seamless, I don't know what is. How good was that?
Professionally done.
There you go. So grab yourself a bargain now. There's literally some games you can get for £1 in that sale. And there's some really good ones. So there you go. Or any games you might have gone, not sure about that. Get them for £5 or whatever. Yes, it does include Star Wars Outlaws, Manic. You can get Star Wars Outlaws as well. Crotchless underwear equals seamless. Hello, Fleabag. Good to see you. Also, CO's here. Good to see you. Hope you're well. So there you go. But yes, nice that you finally did something professionally. I mean, it was bound to happen in the last 4 years. Why not? You know, there you go. So support the stream. Go check out. It's all on the website, Manic. Go check it out. I'm not going to list every fucking game they've ever made. Battlefront games, that's EA, isn't it?
Yeah, it is EA.
Oh, unless you're talking about, that's Star Wars Battlefront. That's EA, not Ubisoft. Wrong people. Not got to deal with EA yet. Working on one, actually. That's all I'm going to say on that. So let's move on to our next game. Something a bit different from a bit of racing. Let's have a look at this one. This one came out last Wednesday on PC, and this is Moroi. Let's have a look at this. Couple of people in chat going, like the look of this. If you do like the look of it, there's a demo you can play on Steam right now. Chaotic, Danker and Gozzo all liking the look of that. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yeah, this is one of those sort of grimdark fairy tales. Your character, one of those characters who's got amnesia. Usual trope in these sorts of games. Amnesia awakes to find himself a prisoner in this strange place called the Cosmic Engine. And he's got to try and fight his way out, and solve puzzle on the way. So kind of looks like he's got a bit of a sort of survivally horror type vibe to it there, with the mix of combat and puzzle solving. Looks interesting. Gone for a sort of top-down isometric viewpoints to make itself sort of stand out a bit, and looks sort of very grim and dark. Yeah. It's graphics, and that, hopefully they got that metal soundtrack in the game as well, because that was pretty decent. The trailer looks like it could be fun. Horror and puzzle solving. Give it a whirl.
Fingers crossed. Jenny, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, good music, wasn't it? And you can play as a duck with teeth, which I think is very exciting. Cool. I think I'm not really into puzzle games personally, but I like that there's some fighting to go along with it.
Yeah.
It's a maybe from me.
It's a maybe from you. Okay. This reminds me of some classic games like the Chaos Engine. Back in the day, I used to love that.
I remember that one.
You remember that? This is something I might give a whirl. We'll see. Folks, get your scores in. This is Moroi, which came out last Wednesday on PC. We've got quite a lot of PC games this week. It's mainly a whole chunk of PC games, but just the way the games fell this week. But get your scores in. Dave, I'm going to start with you to kick us off. Chat, get yours in now. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try a 7.
Going for a 7. Flame agrees with you. There you go. A 7 out of 10. Jenny, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go for a 6.5.
6.5. Always 0.5 away. 6.5. Kindred saying a 7.5. So the other side. Manic going for an 8. Chaotic says 7.5. Danker saying 6.5. Folks, get your scores in. And don't forget, if you do give these shout outs to these wonderful people, do go follow them, because they spend the time to watch this show week in, week out. So please do go give them a follow back. There we go. A few more scores coming in while we're doing that. Gozzo saying a 6.5. Iquail 7. M7. Hannah says 6. Fleabag says 7. And if that is it, if there's no one else, because someone's going to just sneak in the scores, I'm just about to announce it, I can tell you that a couple of you have got this right. This is probably the one that the most people have got right, kind of, this week. Because this got a perfectly acceptable 6.5 out of 10. So it's good, just not great. So there you go. So congratulations to Gozzo, Danker. You got it right. And Dave as well. You got it right.
No, I said
Jenny.
7.
Oh, you
Jenny
said
Jenny
7.
got it
Oh, Jenny
right.
got it right. Bollocks. I knew one of you got it right. I forgot.
I was like, no, damn it, I did.
You go, yeah.
You
So
did,
you
the
did.
only
did the
one.
professional bit earlier. Now it's back to all the
Yeah,
mistakes.
it's back to the usual tat and shit that we do on this show, but there you go. Jenny got one right. Yes, can we get a shout out for Jenny, please? There you go. Fucking hell. I was sitting there earlier, I was thinking, oh,
Honestly.
Jenny's got this right. Jenny's got this right. And then it went out of my head. Well, there you go. Anyway, we were so close. Well done to everyone who got that right. But yes, Jenny got your first one right. So there you go. Not that we're keeping score. Dave's got one right. Jenny's got one right. In my mind, Dave's got 2 right, apparently, but who knew? I live in my own little fantasy world. There we go. Let's move on to our next game. Congratulations to people who got that. And again, something a little bit different again. This came out again also last Wednesday on PC. I do like the look of this one. I thought this was quite funny when I saw the trailer for this. This is a game called Skin Deep.
Good morning, Nina. As this ship's premium insurance policy, your mission is to free all members of the crew from the pirate incursion. Due to limitations in the freezing process, equipment must be procured on site. Meowcorp has authorized all necessary property damage.
There's someone on board. Everybody, check in. Alpha here.
This concludes your Insurance Commando orientation.
Charlie here. Delta here.
Good luck.
Normal here.
Thanks, crew. Looking good.
Nina, I heard you're getting back in the game.
Who are these people?
These pirates regenerate.
What do I do with the head?
Flush her head down the toilet.
I'm doing something personal, Lion. One job only.
Show yourself!
I want Nina Pasadena dead! Is everyone ready to fight?
We'll go with you to the end, Nina.
Get me to the refractor!
It's too dangerous!
Danger. Wonky space. Danger. Wonky space.
Enjoy the ride, Bojo.
I love the look of that. I'm not going to lie. That just looks hilarious.
Very cool.
Just love the fact that they shot the person out the thing, grabbed the radio, went, yeah, everything's fine here. And it was like, it looked really funny. All of it. And the fact you're basically rescuing a load of cats and they're telling you what to do. It looks great. It looks great. Dave, tell us more about this. This obscurity. I literally only heard about this like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, right, let's add it to the list of games potentially for the show. So I'm glad you picked this one. So
yeah, I think it'd be a good one for the show. This is an immersive sim. So it kind of just let you decide how you want to like approach the situation. But, you know, generally speaking, as it said in the trailer, your characters are sort of just stowed away on these spaceships as a bit of like an insurance policy for if the ships get taken over. You get thawed out. You've got to go and clear the the invaders off there, get rid of the pirates, and it looks like you've got to like pretty much throw their heads out airlocks, flushing down the loo, stuff like that. But whilst you can find weapons in the game, I think generally those would be your just sort of secondary option. You'll find more fun stuff to use. Make them slip on banana skins and stuff like that. But yeah, I quite like the way you're rescuing sort of square-headed cats. An interesting little idea. Does look pretty good fun. So it's definitely on my list of games to have a look at. It's not actually particularly expensive either. I think currently on Steam it's about £13. I think.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
It's got a discount on for launch. So if you're interested, it's probably worth picking up sooner rather than later when it just jumps back up slightly in price. But yes, I think out of everything that's on the list for tonight, this is my one game that I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah, this is really, one I
cool.
really like the look of.
It seems like a little hint of Die Hard in there because your character hasn't got any shoes on. So then you'll get glass in your feet you've got to pick out, which I think is quite a cool little touch.
Yeah. In fact, you can flush, as Kindred said, flush the pirates' heads down the toilets to get rid of them so they don't regenerate. There you go. Jenny, what are your thoughts on this one?
It looks amazing. It looks so ridiculous that it's got to be awesome. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. Yeah, there was a crash.
Over the recycling. I'm sorry. So who wouldn't want to be ruled by dogs? I mean, cats.
Yeah. Be perfectly great. In space as well. Just don't get sucked out the airlock like a lot of those characters did. Like the one guy's like, oh, it's not safe. Ah! Gone. There you go. Wasn't kidding. It wasn't safe. He's foreshadowed his own death, but there you go. Let's get your scores in, folks. This is for Skin Deep, which came out last Wednesday on PC. Get your scores in now. Gozzo has gone for an 8 in the chat. Has anyone else gone in for scores? No, that's the first score we've got. Jenny, I'll start with you. You've muted your mic, Jenny.
Either that or the dog's done it.
Yeah. Can't hear you. Have you not?
Hold your fingers
Hello.
up.
There you go. Did you knock the cable out?
I did the remote by mistake. Sorry.
Whoops, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go for an 8.
Going for an
Personally,
8.
a 10, but I think it will have got an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. All right. Let's have a look at some of the scores in the chat. So Gozzo said an 8. Danka said 8 cats out of 10. So what you did there. 8 talking cats out of 10 for Manic. 7.5 from Flame. Arquel says 7.5. Kartik says 7. CO says 7. Hannah says 7.5. M says an 8. Dave, what say you?
I was thinking 8 as well. So
8 as well. Okie dokie. Finally broken that 0.5 rift. Thank God. There you go. Yeah. It's when you come on the show, you can have same scores. Just saying that. We've had so many guests. Oh, I don't have the same scores. Anyway. Kindred saying an 8 as well. Okay, folks. Last chance. This is Skin Deep, which came out on PC last Wednesday. And if there are no more scores on the chat, the mods are going to be busy with this one. Because this did get an 8 out of 10.
Hey.
So there you go. So I won't fudge this one up because Dave will give a shout out to in a minute, but you can do exclamation Dave in chat. Show your appreciation for Dave. And we need to give the wonderful Jenny a shout out as well because you predicted it. But congratulations to Kindred, Ems, Manic, Gozzo, and Danka, who all got that right. Skin Deep sounds like a porno. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's called that, but I'm sure it will tell you in the game. But there you go.
Maybe it's because of the glass in your feet.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
I'll have to play it and find out.
You'll have to find it. Yeah, go play it and find out. And then you can come back and tell us on the show. Yeah. Dave, how do you want your shout out?
You can go behind your chair and jump up.
Great. Looking forward to
give out,
smacking my knees. Yes. Oh, here we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. God bloody hell. Right. You ready?
Yep.
Dave!
Whoa.
Well done for getting back up.
Yeah, the getting up was fine. It was actually getting down was a bit problem. Yeah, the crunch wasn't too bad on the way up, but the other way, not so good. There you go, folks. Right, we are halfway through the show, and it is time to do the obligatory mention for that thing that is known as Timeless, because someone actually put on Twitter today that there's only 100 days to go before Timeless. So no pressure whatsoever. And some of you who basically entered for, yes, Fuzzballs, that's right, Celtic, Fuzzballs mentioned that. Some of you who have applied for content creator passes, I can say this now, I'm not going to say who it was, but there's 30 of you somewhere out there in the stratosphere, not necessarily watching the show, that have been accepted for content creator passes. So there are 30 emails that went out today. So we'll see if people start shouting about that. But if you don't know what Timeless is all about, then check this out. Hi, I'm Middle Aged Gamer Guy, and I'm very excited to announce that Timeless 2025 is coming to Liverpool here at the Cairns Brewery. There you go, folks. So get your tickets for Timeless now. We'll bring Jenny back on the screen as she's just ducked out. Fleabag's like, bring it on. Yes, sir. Bring it on, indeed. But yeah, get your tickets now. More than 50% of the VIP tickets have gone. We should be making some more big announcements probably in the next couple of weeks, because we've only got about 2 more things to announce for the main stage, I think, off the top of my head. And then we'll start announcing exhibitors and one thing that we've not even talked about, which I'm not even going to go into, which is a first for the event, and other things that we've got going on, more competitions, etc. So there you go. Let's bring our guest back in. Hello, Jenny. Welcome back. You're muted, by the way.
Sorry.
There you go. There you go. You don't have to mute. I do it when I take you off screen. It automatically mutes you. Just
no,
you know.
It's because Stella was just causing
Stella going running wild. Running
she
wild.
Really is.
There you go. There you go. I like that. Soz, I'm back was the message that Jenny sent me. So there you go. That's all right. That's good. Let's move on to our next game and another space-related game. Let's have a look at this one. This also came out last Wednesday on PC, and this is Star Vaders.
Gunner, standing by. Stinger, standing by. Keeper, standing by.
There you go, folks. So that is Star Vaders, which came out on PC last Wednesday. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this game.
Yeah, this is a tactical deck building game. So you're piloting a number of different mechs, all with different abilities. And you're playing on a grid. So you're in the bottom 3 parts. Enemies coming down to top the screen. You've got to stop them getting down into your section on the grid. Play the right cards at the right time. Not my type of game at all. I got to be honest. Trying to stay awake during that trailer. Not particularly interested, but yeah, I'm sure there's.
Sorry to the devs.
Yeah, sorry, just not my type of game. But they keep making deck builders. There's clearly plenty of people out there who like them. So yeah, I like this one.
There you go. Gilfly, good evening. He says, "How are you guys doing? Sorry, I've been lurking, but you have my full attention. It's okay to lurk, as we always say. It's cool. But thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it." Jenny, what were your thoughts on this one? Slightly different space game, this one.
I was quite disappointed. I was expecting something Star Warsy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just never heard of it, but it looks quite good. Like it looks like they've done a good job, but I don't know who's going to play it.
Yeah.
Who's going to hear about it?
Yeah. That's why we bring games onto the show, because sometimes some games get absolutely no coverage whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like you go and research them, you don't find out anything about them. So we try to cover as many different games as we can. It's not always about the big AAA games, this show. So we try to be fair with what we pick and choose. So what tends to happen for people who don't know, like I have a long list of games from each week. We could never cover everything that comes out every week, but I think I had a total of 16 games this week, which ironically 2 we couldn't get any review scores for because no one's reviewed it. So there's nothing I can do there. And 1, the game's been postponed for a couple of weeks. So that narrowed it down. And then Dave has the list of them and goes, right, we need to chop some and get that down to 8 games. So that's kind of how it works. So we try and be fair as much as possible. I think the only major one we skipped out this week was MotoGP 25, but we've talked about that game for like the last 4 years every year. So we're just like,
it's no different. I don't want to talk about it again. It can fuck off.
Yeah, there you go.
Dave.
There you go.
One of the early updates.
Yeah. And there's a reason why some games get no cover. True. But some of them are like, like that last game, got great scores. No one had heard of it, but it deserves to be, publicised. And we've had some great indie games on this show that have gone on to win awards and that. But at the time, people are like, never heard of them. So that's why we try and do what we do. And as Danker said earlier, blimey, you're adding to my wish list. It's like a load of games that he really likes. So we know numbers of people have bought games off the back of this show, which is really cool. So if we're helping some devs sell some games, it's all good by me. So we've got some scores coming into the chat already. Danker saying 8.5. Gozzo saying at 8.5. Flame saying 8. There's a reason why we covered Horsetail so much. Yes. 8.5 because Danker and Gozzo guessed that. So Dave's just saying that. iQuail says an 8. Hannah says an 8. Dave, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon?
I'll try an 8. They usually score pretty well, these games.
Yeah. Okay. Chaotic also saying... press the wrong button there. Chaotic also saying an 8. CO saying a 7.5. Jenny?
Oh, I'm so torn. I think I'm going to be mean and go for a 7.
Okay, you don't think it's going to do as well.
It looked good, but
yeah, just not your kind of thing. That's fine. Kindred also saying 8. There's quite a few people saying 8 here. Folks, last chance. This is Star Raiders, which came out last Wednesday on PC. Manic also saying 8 out of 10. And I can tell you, if there are no more scores in the chat, that this is a little bit surprising to me, seeing how good the last game looked. But average-wise, this did better because this got an 8.5 out of 10 on average. So there you go. So, Dave Johnson, congratulations. You got it right. Gozzo, you got it right. Danker, you got it right. There you go. Some people have been doing their research. That's all I'm going to say. Or as we used to call it, copying. So there you go.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Hey, if it works, it works. I'm not knocking it. It's a bit of fun. I don't give a shit if people get it right or not. It's been the whole basis of this show for the last 4 years. It's like, it's fine. We don't mind. We don't mind. So congratulations to you three for getting it right. Please do give them a shout out, mods, if you'd be so kind. Let's talk about something a little bit more serious. Let's talk about Microsoft and Xbox. Probably the bad news, well, one of two bad news stories this week. They are putting their prices up on Microsoft on Xbox hardware and games. Now, the hardware is with immediate effect. It literally went from last Thursday on the 1st of May. Games, we will see the price rise starts here as we get into the autumn. So that means we could be seeing anything up to £70 and £80 Xbox games. Great. But what does it mean? Now, I've only got these figures in dollars, so you have to bear with me with a pinch of salt. But the Xbox Series X, there's 3 versions of this. On average, and this is for everywhere. There's nowhere this is not happening. This is the prices I've got are for the States, but this is happening in the UK, Europe, North America, South America, everywhere, literally Asia, the lot. Wherever you can get an Xbox, the prices are going up. But an Xbox, standard Xbox Series X is going up for around about $100. So in America, it's currently $499. So it's going up to $599. The 2 terabyte edition, which has obviously got the bigger hard drive, is actually going up by $120. That retails at $599 in America. Is going up to $729, which makes it more expensive than a PlayStation 5, right?
PS5 Pro.
Yeah, PS5 Pro. Sorry, thank you. Which makes it more, which is the latest PS5, which I think is insane, and I'll explain why. And then you've got the digital version of the Series X, because which basically has no disk drive, which is gone up, is $449 and has gone up by $100 to $549. The Series S, there's 2 versions. There's the standard Series S, which is the smaller console, which is $299, which has gone up by $80 to $379. And there's the one with the 1 terabyte hard drive, which is $349, which has also gone up by $80 to $429. Elite controllers are going up by $20 on average, and headsets are going up by $10 on average. And my question is, they put out a statement saying times are hard, yada, 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 the price of components and things are going up, yada, yada, yada. But when you are trailing behind PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, which came out years ago, and you are the third best-selling console, let alone not even the second best-selling console, and that could all change when Switch 2 comes, because I think Switch 2 will probably skyrocket up, and then Xbox will probably be the fourth best-selling console behind Switch and Switch 2. Why the hell would you do this? Why the hell would you make an Xbox more expensive than the leading console around the world? It makes no sense to me.
I know. You think if you wanted to increase your market share, you would make the prices a bit more tempting by going the opposite way, trying to drop them from quite low to appeal to more people. Because I mean, I know, they probably say like, "Oh, times are hard, market conditions are blah 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 blah." But it's not like Microsoft don't make a fuck ton of money from all their other divisions. I mean, they must break an absolute ton from Azure or their cloud platforms, everything like that. Sure, you would think they could take a bit of a loss on like the consoles to try and get them at a more attractive price. Because I mean, the way they're going is, why would you bother with it? I think most people are probably more tempted to go PlayStation or PC these days.
Yeah.
I do feel like the Xbox hardware is kind of on the way out, which feels like a shame. I've been enjoying the consoles for years, but as it stands at the moment, unless they bring out something absolutely amazing next generation, I can't see the point in buying one.
Yeah.
I'd probably stick with PC and use Game Pass on there. Not much point in buying whatever their console turns out to be. But I'm sure they've probably said it's market conditions and tariffs and everything like that. That are causing it, but
they've not said it's the tariffs so much on this time round, whereas obviously that's affected the Switch too. But because they're actually doing stuff from America, but it's there. Microsoft don't really care about market share on hardware. In reality, making a loss on hardware is not worth it for them to gain a bit of market share. They weren't going to get anyway. True. I mean,
they probably want to just make it a general ecosystem where Xbox is just a brand that's available on everything, because that's what they're doing at the moment, isn't it? Say it's on your phone, your tablet, your TV, bringing out the software and everything else. So I think the hardware I think they'd just be more like Sega, more of a,
just bring out
a big
games.
Publisher. They're making the money on that. Their games doing really well on PlayStation. I think they had 3 of the best-selling games on PlayStation last month.
Wow, there you go. That says a lot of it. And I guess one of them is Call of Duty, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think Indiana Jones as well did well for him. I forget what the other one was. I'm sure Forza will do well this month for him. So that's where it is. On the software and making this stuff available on more things to get more money from that. The hardware, I think, will just go at this rate.
Yeah. So if you were thinking of getting an Xbox Series X or S, you might want to get one secondhand, because literally the price has already gone up. Because this happened last Thursday.
Greedy bastards.
I know.
And if anyone, I think if you're thinking about buying a PS5 or Pro, go and buy it right now, because that's about to go up. They're going to see this and go, oh, look what the other trillionaire.
The other cool kids are doing it. We may as well.
And I think Xbox, they're pushing their games up so high, and they're saying, oh yeah, tariffs and Mario Kart's really expensive and everyone's getting the Switch too. But actually, I think they're just trying to push everyone to have Xbox Plus, so that everyone has to have a subscription. It's just so mean, so rude. I think they can all sod off.
Yeah. Hannah's like, I'm glad I got mine a few weeks ago. Ain't it? I'm glad you got yours, because you would have to pay probably about another 40 or 50 quid more for that. Gozzo was like, I'm glad I got my PS5 this year. I mean, even we said a couple of weeks ago, they're putting the prices up on the PlayStations as well. So it's happening everywhere. So there you go. Revival of a rental market is coming. Yes, if you can find any fucking shops to get them from. Because that's the other problem, because it used to be there were lots of shops in the 90s and the noughties.
Well, it'll be renting hardware as well, because PlayStation have a rental service now for the consoles and the VR and everything. So might be more of that next year, because it's going to start pricing some people out, especially like $80 games. It's just getting too much to spend on a single game at once, isn't it?
Do you know what? If I count myself very, very lucky that I get sent a lot of games free. I don't get all of them free. Sometimes I have to buy them, but even then I get a bit of a discount on them. If I had to buy every game that we did, I would have been bankrupt years ago doing this as a job. It's insane. And for the fact the prices keep going up, I still can't get my head round about the new Mario Kart. That's probably the most expensive game so far, but we'll see because I'm sure there's going to be more. Xbox has region locked some of their subscriptions now, so you can't get subscriptions from other countries. Oh, God. So clamping down on that. There you go. Boomerang Rentals. Never heard of that. So that exists then, apparently. We'll have to see. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Maybe it will come back. We'll see. Anyway, let's move on to something a bit more cheery, shall we? And let's move on to something very different. Let's talk about a game that is actually on all platforms. Before the price is up. This came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And this is a little bit of a different take on a football game. This is called Despolate.
Carajo, mierda. Loco, ándate a jugar más allá, ya nos arruinaste todo.
Tiene novia, tiene novia, tiene novia. No es justo. Julián, carajo, Julián.
So this is the game that Jenny said. This has come from the publishers of Thank Goodness You're Here, isn't it? So I believe.
Yeah, with the publishers, I believe.
Yeah. So because when you said, "Oh, it's made by the people that made it," I was like, "Oh, really?" But no, but yeah, it's from the publishers, which is cool, which is Panic. So now I'm kind of like, "Oh, I didn't miss a trick on that one." Because I'd have been like,
Sorry.
Oh, no,
when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, that does remind me of." It's got the quirkiness.
It has, yeah.
It's got.
Hey, I mean, this is the thing because the people who made Thank Goodness You're Here, I've got another game coming out that I've seen the trailer for, and again, it's very different, looks very different, but it's got that sort of humor in it. So I like this. But let's Dave to explain what the hell was that all about? Kicking a football all around the streets. Tell us a little bit more, Dave.
Yeah, this is like a bit of a semi-autobiographical tale from the dev of this game. It's sort of set in Ecuador, and it's when back in time when Ecuador were very, very close to qualifying for the World Cup, and you're playing kind of pretty much as the dev as as he was at 8 years old at that particular time, and you're kind of just exploring the city and talking to people and sort of getting into the sort of whole football vibe, getting into the vibe that the whole town was getting into, the city was getting into when they were getting so close to getting into the World Cup. So it looks interesting enough. Yeah, you're just exploring the town, playing a bit of football, either kicking a ball or kicking bottles or kicking whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
picnics.
Yeah, just kind of enjoying the sort of the vibe of the city. Definitely an interesting looking game. Visually, it's sort of quite sort of. I'm not really sure how to even describe the style. It's quite sort of not like low poly would be the right word, but very sort of basic looking graphics in places. But it's kind of works, I think, for what he's going for. Certainly looks interesting, and I think the graphics help it stand out really.
Yeah. No, I think it's good because it's got that thing like they've taken photos of like actual areas, but they've made it like a funny little pixelate. Not quite sure what the term is. If anyone knows, let us know in chat. But it looks good. It looks good. Jenny, your thoughts on this one? I get the feeling you like the humor and stuff with this one.
Yeah, well, it's a really clever way of telling a story, I think. And I think the opening scene is you're playing. I'm not giving any spoilers. It's just the beginning. You're playing football and you just see it on the screen, and then it zooms out and you have a controller and you're playing it on the television in a living room. So it's like you're following the game story and the person's story. I just think it's quite cool, and I think the look of it might annoy me in the end, but I think it looks really original and interesting. Definitely.
Okay. All right. All right, folks. We've already got some scores. Let's have a look. Danka coming in at 8.5. Manic for a 7. Goes over 8.5. Chaotic with an 8. iQuail for an 8.5. And what I'll do is when I fly out to Ecuador in July, I'll make sure I kick a football into someone's picnic. And probably then get arrested. Jenny, we'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon this got?
I think this got a 9.
Gone for a 9. Okay, going high with this one. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try 8.5.
8.5 again. Enough 0.5 split again.
Yeah.
There we go. Go right. Flame coming in with a 7. Kindred saying a 7.5. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in to get a shout out. This is Despolate, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS1, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And M says an 8.5. And John Unicycle is home from work. Hello, John Unicycle. Welcome back. There you go. Obs, hello. Obs is saying 7. Kindred agrees with you, Jenny. Graphics would annoy him. I get it. It's not even going to be everyone's cup of tea. But yeah, I don't mind that sort of style, though, because I've seen games like that. The Return to Oberdin, which is like
that's like a one-bit art style. That one.
Yeah, it's one-bit art style. That's very much like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, if there's no more scores, I can tell you that so far, Forza Horizon 5 on the PS5 has been our highest scoring game of the night.
9.5.
No.
Matches it.
But it matches it, and this got a 9. So, Jenny, you are correct. Well, it's got an average a 9 out of 10, so making our joint highest game of the night so far.
That's
so
amazing.
9 out of 10. I would give that a go. I like the look of it. And a lot of the stuff that Panic put out is pretty damn good. So, yeah, I like the look of that. So, yeah, can we get a shout out for Jenny? I don't think anyone else said a 9. There was people that were close. iQuail, Gozzo, and Danka were close. Ems was close. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for that one. So there you go. Congratulations, Jenny. There you go.
Thanks.
Now, moving on. What do I do when we get one bad news story? Of course, follow it up with another bad news story. And I know Manic mentioned this and a couple of other people said, are you going to be talking about GTA 6? Well, of course we're going to be talking about GTA 6 because at the end of last week, it was announced in what I would say the most half-assed way, because people were saying, well, at least put some screenshots out or at least put a little video or something. Basically, Rockstar put out a statement just in black and white writing saying, yeah, so we're delaying the game until next year. So you've got to basically wait a year and a month before it comes out. On the upside, we finally got a release date because we never had a release date for 2025. Nobody knew when it was going to come out. Everyone was guessing. But it's now May the 26th, 2026 for GTA 5. And this was swiftly followed up this afternoon by something else that people have been waiting for. And it's kind of appeased a lot of the fans that the brand new trailer dropped today because we have been waiting almost a year for a second trailer. And the trailer, I'm not going to show it. If you want to go check it out, it's on YouTube. It's even in my Discord. I think Zenkai was the first one to post it, so thank you to him. It basically tells you more of the story from the side of the male protagonist in the game, and you can see how they're building the story, which looks quite cool. However, not everyone's so happy about this because once Rockstar and Take-Two put out the announcement, their stock prices plummeted last Friday. Which has not done them any favours. There was a few fans that weren't too happy about it and the way it was announced, but that's kind of been made up for by today, which makes me wonder, did they rush out the trailer or was this planned all along? But why didn't you put the trailer out when you put the announcement out? It seems weird that there was a 5-day gap. But it has massively affected their shares and their stock prices. It has taken a massive dip from their investors because their investors wanted the game out this year, so they are not happy bunnies. So, Kindred says it feels rushed to appease the shareholders, but it clearly hasn't because it still hasn't helped. It's helped some of the gaming fans, but it's not helped. So what do we think? I'll start with Dave and ask Jenny's opinion. And chat, let us know.
What about the shareholders and the P's now? They just got to hold on. They'll make the money back next year. They're just going to have to wait a little bit longer because, let's be fair, it's going to sell a shitload and make a ridiculous amount of money. Probably going to make more money than the previous one. We did at launch, but I bet it was an absolute ton because, this has been hyped for. I've kind of lost track of how many years it's been since 5 originally came out. It was been 13 years. It's ridiculous.
13 years or something. Yeah,
it's been going on a long time. So it's been hyped and hyped and hyped. So I bet you it's just going to do ridiculously well when it launches, and these investors will be happy that they held on and got a big payout. But I'm disappointed it's got delays. I was looking forward to it for this year. But we are now going to see the release calendar for the later this year now start to fill up with all these dates. Now all the other publishers can breathe a bit easier and think, right, October, November, December are all ours. What can we fit in there? So it's going to be interesting to see now what gets announced and what gets a date. And at least you've got one thing to add straight away to next January's top 50 games to look for.
I know. Well, that and Fable, because
that's making your work easier.
I think this is the first two. So Fable was in there. Fable got postponed, didn't it, to 2026. So 2 out of our 50 games so far to look out for this year have been pushed back into next year. But then it's whether they actually make that. I think they both will. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. But there are some games that fall, like we talked about Marathon in last year's list, didn't even appear in anyone's lists of games to look forward for this year. So it's interesting. But there we go. It was the 17th of September, 2013 was GTA 5. Thank you, Jordan. There you go.
Long ago.
Kindred says they're still making milking GTA 5 via the RP and re-releases. Probably go. I can't wait until they announce that GTA 5 is coming to Switch too. And I'll make a load of money from that before GTA 6 comes out. But there you go. Jenny, your thoughts?
It's disappointing, isn't it? I wondered if they were waiting for a new console with a new mechanic or something. But I think it's probably that they just think, we'll do something else, actually. It's not going to be good enough. They've got it's huge shoes to fill, boots to fill, shoes to fill for GTA 5. So they've got to get it right, haven't they?
Yeah. I think a few devs had poked fun at them the way that they put statements out. There's a couple of companies that we know that basically took a massive dig at them saying, how shit was your announcement done?
Yeah.
It was quite bland, but there you go. Aqua says, I was in my mid-20s when GTA 5 came out. And now I'll have just turned 40 when GTA 6 comes out. Sorry about that, Iquo.
Oh, so will I.
I'll be midway 46, so there you go. I don't care.
Yes, sir.
I'm living my best life, so I don't give a fuck. With or without GTA 6. Awaiting the 4 GB patch to fix release date issues. Yeah. Oh, that'll be extra DLC. You might have to pay for that. You'll see. There you go. Anyway, when we get more GTA news, we'll let you know. Do go check out the trailer. I thought the trailer was good. Some people have mixed feelings on it. I thought it was a perfectly decent trailer because I felt that it gave more in-depth into what you're getting into with the story. Nothing to do with gameplay, but it's setting up what's going to happen with the story. So there you go. Gilfly says, indeed, I'm still in my 20s. That's how it should be. There you go. There you go. Let's move on to our next game. Again, moving totally into something completely different. This is similar to another game that we've talked about tonight, but in a completely different genre. This is the Horror at Highrock. Let's have a look at this.
What wretched souls trespass upon this forsaken house? The Enforcer, the Physician, the Scholar, and the Tinkerer, each bearing their own unique talents. Their presence pierces the silence of the manor to seek out the echo of a family lost within, unaware of the horrors that haunt the corridors of Highrock, relics fouled by touch and time. Ancient gateways that yawn within to realms beyond reckoning where sanity crumbles like parchment in flame.
Hello?
Demons most foul, who tear at the fabric of the mind. Madness and memory twisted into spectral knives. The intruders must steel themselves, clutch to whatever tattered shreds of reason remain, for only then might they endure the horror at Highrock.
There you go, folks. That is the Horror at Highrock, which came out last Thursday on PC. Everyone's saying it looks like Cluedo, but with horror. So is it? Because I know there's elements a little bit like, so again, looks like a sort of card-based game. But tell us more about it, Dave.
Yeah, it is a card-based game. I think you got to do a bit of like crafting of cards in there, but it's like a narrative RPG. You've got these characters who've been sent to this residence at Highrock to discover what's happened to this family that's disappeared there. And so it's very much like a tabletop game, really, the way it looks. I can see why people are picking up on Cluedo because you've got the different rooms there, so it looks very much like a Cluedo board. But it looks like you've got to spread your characters out across the different rooms, and then you'll be able to combine actions with cards and make them do certain tasks in the rooms, try and solve the mystery, perhaps find secret passages and combat some creatures that you're going to find in there. The horror-wise, it looks very much inspired like stuff like Lovecraft and Poe and Bram Stoker, from what I've been reading. Certainly looks a bit different than most stuff we've looked at tonight. And there's a demo that Danker's mentioned as well. So I think if you're interested, at least there's a demo you can go and look at, but it's not too expensive. So I think it's could be interesting.
Yeah,
so it looks better than that one we looked at earlier. Was it Star Vader?
Yeah, I think it looks better than
I'd play this over Star Vader if I was going to play anything.
Yeah. Jenny, your thoughts on this one?
Well, it looks, at first glance, I'd be like, oh no, that's just a card game. But actually, I think it's really much more clever than that. And you play as a team of investigators, I think. And the investigators are like Tamagotchis, and you've got to look after their health and whether they're mad and all these things. So I think it's probably quite involved. I think it's for people who have that particular mindset, who like this kind of thing, though.
Yeah,
it looks good.
I quite like the look of it. I agree with Dave. This looks better than that other card game that we had.
Definitely.
It's intriguing. I don't know whether I jump straight into this, but we'll see. Okay, folks, time to get your scores in. John says, I don't get it. 6 out of 10. Manic saying 7. Chat, get your scores in. Dave, we'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. 8 out of 10 for this one. Gozzo saying an 8. Danker saying an 8. Jenny, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. So was this 0.5 rift?
But generally, even if I'm just in chat, I'm like, what's Dave said? And then I'll add a 0.5.
Ems is saying the 7.5. Flame is saying the 7. Gilfly is saying 7.5. Iqual is saying an 8. Kindred is saying an 8. Any more guesses, folks? This is the Horror and Highrock. And this came out last Thursday on PC. And as Danker pointed out, you can get a demo of it if you want to try it out. Dave says 8 just to annoy the mods then. There you go. Dave's putting an 8 out there. Well, I can tell you that this did get an 8 out of 10. So there you go. There you go. So there's a lot of people that got it right. Mr. Johnson got it right. Kindred, iQuail, Danker, Gozzo, congratulations. You all got it right. You get a shout out in the chat. And Dave, how would you like your shout out, good sir? Your third one of the evening.
You can do your walk on from the side, mate.
Right. Me, real me or digital me?
You can do real you this week.
Okay, real me this week. Okay.
Give it some welly.
Give it some welly. All right, then. You ready?
Go for it.
Dave! You said give it some welly, so I thought I'd do a kick.
Very nice.
Yes. Both the same size, real and digital, aren't they? Yes, it's a life-size model. Look, I can show you. I can prove it. Look, here's real me. Here's digital me. Same size, clearly.
Perfect replica.
Yeah, see? Can't you tell? Can't you tell? Clearly. Our last news story of the night, one that I know people are looking forward to, and we'll talk about this. This news dropped yesterday. So, again, talking about games from Xbox finally coming to PlayStation. It was announced that the Gears of War Reloaded edition will be coming out on August the 26th, and it will be free on Game Pass on Xbox Series X and S and PC Game Pass, but it will be coming to PS5. So for the first time ever, people on PlayStation can play the iconic Gears of War from 2006. Now, they've also included everything from the recent, for a couple of years ago, they did an Ultimate Edition of Gears of War, which was like a newer version. So all that stuff is also included. And here's the best bit. If you have already bought the Ultimate Edition on PC or Xbox, you get this, when this comes out, upgrade free of charge. But if you buy the Ultimate Edition now, you won't. You had to do it before they made the announcement. So anyone that bought the Ultimate Edition will get this upgrade absolutely free. Obviously, they're adding a load of graphical stuff to it. Plus, there's a ton of co-op stuff added, multiplayer maps, loads of stuff. But also, with the Ultimate Edition, which is free, there's something they've stated is you do not need a Microsoft account, because this was a big thing with Helldivers 2, if you remember last year. Oh, you need a PlayStation account to play Helldivers 2, right? You do not need a Microsoft account to play this. However, if you do have one, it does mean that you'll be able to play the game for the first time ever cross-platform on all platforms. So it is kind of a benefit to have one, but you don't necessarily need one, because you might not play cross-platform. So there you go. Dog alert.
Sorry.
So this is landing on Game Pass at the end of August. I really enjoyed a lot of the Gears of War games, and I think this is obviously going to be a stopgap before we get Gears of War E-Day, which I'm guessing, because it's coming up to the 20th anniversary of Gears of War, I would think that the new one's going to land next year, just as a guess. So this is kind of a stopgap because for nearly 20-year anniversary. I wouldn't say I'm massively hyped for it, but I like the fact, and as John Newsar, because there's free upgrades, suck it, Nintendo. I like what they've done here. They've kind of gone, for all the ones that have supported us, you can have it free. For anyone who's never been able to play it before, you can now play it. And if you're a loyal Xbox or PC player, you can get it on Game Pass anyway. So it's a win-win for a lot of people. I kind of like that, to be honest. And a lot of Gears of War fans are very happy. What say Dave and Jenny on the subject? And chat, let us know your thoughts as well.
Well, yeah, it's nice to see it's coming back. I can't say I'm probably a bit like you, not that hyped for it, because it's not that long since I actually played through the Ultimate Edition in co-op with a friend. And that version looked pretty good. They did a minor sort of remaster to it at the time, just to make it look nicer on the Xbox One. This does look like they're doing a bit more to it. It looks like they're improving the look of some of the environments. Yeah. So I think back when this was originally out in the 360, it was kind of, it didn't have the best color palette, very grey, and very brown. Very grey, yeah. So it looks like they just sort of make it look a little bit nicer, with a nice sort of 4K, refresh to it. So it should look pretty good. But yeah, it was a good game back in the day. Enjoyed it on the 360. Yeah. And it'd be nice to keep the multiplayer like it was back then.
Yes.
So a multiplayer that's not diluted by all the fucking live service and battle pass bollocks that you get these days.
Yeah.
And it'd be good because it'd be you support cross-play across like PC, Xbox, PlayStation. So if you can get like a good community there, the multiplayer might last in there for a good long time. People can just get in there and enjoy that, because it was good fun. I remember that. So should be cool.
Yeah. Jenny, did you ever play Gears of War? I mean, I know you're more of a PlayStation chick, but
no, I didn't. But I think, it's a good thing, definitely. However, I'm going to be a cynical minical and say they just want more money, don't they? They just want more people to play it, and they know it's going to look better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So they're giving it to people on Xbox because it's not going to look as good, soz. And yeah, they want the crossplay because they want more players, more money. Yeah. And I think it's a good thing. I think all these games should be on all consoles.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Danka says, nice it's happening, as if I recall the original master was tied to the Microsoft Store only. This one will be on Steam, which is cool. So it means you're not tied down to the Xbox app, which is another reason why you don't necessarily need a Microsoft account. So get it. So yeah. Also we'll play on Linux. There you go. Anyone actually
Linux?
Linux. I don't give a shit.
I say Linux.
Yeah.
Linux.
Yeah.
It drives me mad.
Anyway, but there you go. So Gears of War, folks. Not long to wait. End of August. Pretty much 2 weeks after Timeless. Get your tickets now because that's just appeared in chat. Our final game tonight is a game that I got to play just over a month ago at the new Game Plus event in London. This, I have to say, I'll give my thoughts on this because I didn't actually play a demo version. I got to play the whole, well, not the whole game, but the actual finished game. But this comes from our friends at Devolver Digital and also the people that made a cracking game that I played many years ago called My Friend Pedro. This is Shotgun Cop Man. Check this out.
It looks so good.
It's great.
What the hell were they thinking?
It's so good. And I'm just going to say this now. I know it's going to go something. The very simple story of this is you are a cop with a gun and a shotgun and you've been told to arrest Satan. And that is it. And it's hilarious.
What more do you need?
Sexy Satan and fishnet top.
Yeah. It's absolutely
fires out of his bottom.
Oh, bless him. Oh, amazing. Big Fuzzy Panda has just bought his VIP ticket. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We will see you at Timeless. That is amazing. Thank you, good sir. He's out. I'm now on alert. There you go. Why was there laser beams coming out of a butt? Why not? It's Satan. So, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this game, the bits that I haven't mentioned, but I'll talk about it more in depth.
Yeah, well, gameplay-wise, this is a bit of an action platformer. I mean, think of something like, say, Celeste, for example, where you got to sort of get through these levels, kind of as quick as you can. These ones, there's no actual dedicated jump button. You're using your weapons to get momentum, so you're firing your shotgun down at the ground to prepare yourself up in the air. So you've got to do that to move yourself around the levels. Yeah. But I think that looks like quite a cool mechanic. It looks like they've got some good level design there to really make you use this. Could you get out of the way of some of the bullets from some of Satan's minions there, where you try to then take them out with the pistol and then fire yourself back through the levels. And I think there's about 150 levels in the game to get through. Yeah. But then it also supports user-generated levels. So then the community can come along and make some pretty crazy stuff for you to carry on, and see if you can conquer those. Because usually you find user-generated stuff that can be really devious. They can come with some really rock hard stuff that the devs wouldn't dream of putting in the game because they kind of want you to get through it. So I think that sounds like it should be pretty good and help improve its longevity. But as well as that, you've got challenges in the levels as well. Whilst you can just do your best to make your way through them, you can try and do the challenges like get through no damage, do a speedrun challenge in it, try and kill everything in it. So there's lots of things for you to encourage you to go back through these levels. I think the levels are only short. You can get through in like a minute or two, some of them. Yeah, there's 150 of them, so keep going for a few hours, and it does look fun. I like that a bit.
Yeah. I got hands on this. There was quite a big, again, at these independent game shows, Devolver always seemed to have a big stand, and they did have the biggest stand of the show. And this was easily one of the best games I played at that show. And I'd only heard about it 2 weeks prior to the show because I saw the first trailer. So I was like, this is fantastic. And I'd loved My Friend Pedro, which came out quite a while ago. We're talking about maybe 7 years ago. And then there was a sequel, but that was a mobile game only, which was good, but wasn't as good. And you can feel it like with the music and the style and everything. I will say I feel that My Friend Pedro is a more superior game because the way this is, it's pretty much doesn't really have a story to it. My Friend Pedro at least had a story, but Devolver does bring out good games. And look, Angerfoot was in my top 5 games of last year. They brought out a load of quality stuff last year, some really good stuff. They always seem to have some really good games, and this is no exception. I had great fun playing this. I don't know whether I'll ever get to stream this, but I'll certainly play this off stream because I enjoyed every minute. And it gets more fiendishly difficult, and then more puzzles and more extra things that keep getting added, so that there's little mechanics in it that keep it interesting. So yeah, definitely worth playing if you like the look of it. And it's very funny. It's just very funny, as you could tell with the Satan going "fuck you" at the start. It's just like, yeah, it's not even blurred out in the game. They just start straight away. Jenny, your thoughts on this one?
I love a platformer. Platformers are just brilliant. And I'm totally out of focus.
Yeah.
And just something that's so funny. It's just going to be brilliant. It's just. Yeah. I feel sorry for the developers that have made all these intricate, beautiful games, and then this quite basic platformer comes along, and it's just hilarious, just so random. Yeah, definitely going to be brilliant.
It's beautifully done, I have to say. It looks great. It's simple. Sometimes simplistic is the best. So there you go. John New says, "Oh my God, Angerfoot! I showed my brother your playthrough, and he bought it next day. It was such a good game. Such a good game." So there you go. There you go. Right, folks. Scores for this one for our final game of the night. Danker is saying an 8 out of 10. Let's see if I can get scores up. Danker saying an 8 out of 10. Gozzo saying an 8 out of 10. Chat, start getting your scores in. This is the last one. Last chance to get shout outs, you wonderful, wonderful people. Jenny, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'd give it a 10, but I reckon it's got a 7.5. Okay. No, 8.5.
8.5, going with an 8.5. John Hughes says, basic platformer comes, and then we all go, "Oh my God, I need." Manic says an 8. Kindred says an 8. Flame says an 8. Dave says an 8. Yeah, she knows, Gozzo. She's trying to get it. Put your hand in front of it, and then it'll. There you go. Now slowly move back. You're saying you look foggy, but not anymore. There you go. Iquail 9. Gilfly 7. I'm muted. No, she's good. She's good. Oh, she is mute. You've knocked your cable out again. There you go. You're bang on it, Kindred, tonight, aren't you, buddy? Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.
Going for an 8. John Unisoccer says this game will make me mad, but it does look good. 8.5 out of 10. If there are no more scores, this is Shotgun Copman, which came out on Thursday. It is on Nintendo Switch and PC. It might get a console release because these games tend to further down the line. And I can tell you, our final game of the night got an 8 out of 10.
Oh.
There you go. Very close, Jenny. Very close. Well done, Dave. And a lot of people in chat getting it right. Dave J. Johnson got it right. Flame got it right. Kindred got it right. Manic got it right. Gozzo got it right. Danker got it right. So there you go. Congratulations to all them. Dave, you got 4 out of the 8 tonight. How would you like your final shout out?
Oh, I think you got to go back to doing a bit of spinning, mate.
Back to a bit of
8 revolutions.
8 revolutions, right?
With lasers coming out of your bottom, and you need to change into a fishnet vest.
Shouting, "Fuck you, Satan." Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've got the budget full of lasers out the arse. The fishnet stockings could be doable. Let's see. Okay,
great.
Here we go. You ready, Pete?
Wearing fishnets to Timeless. Did you all hear that? Yeah.
That's not what I said.
That's what I heard.
Well, you heard wrong. But it might happen at the next Manchester Twitch meet, which is hopefully going to be taking place in July. So there we go. Anyway, date to be announced. 3, 2, oh, where's my fishnets gone?
Well,
there you go. Jesus, I cannot see a thing. I cannot even read chat. My chat's just like that on the screen up there. It's just like that. Wowzers. That was a lot. And congratulations to everyone else that got it right. Well done. And there you go, folks. While I gain my eyesight back and my sense of well-being.
Way.
There you go.
Revolution the other way.
God, no, that ain't going to work.
Yeah,
and vomiting everywhere.
It'll leave in your house. I think
yeah,
you should.
We'll do that next time. There you go. That's it. That is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. That was a cracking show. Lot of highly scored games this week. So there you go. John New Cycle says, Chloe says hi. Hi, Chloe.
Hello.
Go back. There you go. Massive shout out to our wonderful standing guest, the wonderful This Jenny Sparkles.
Oh.
Thank you so much. You did brilliantly. Thank you so much for standing in. Greatly appreciate it. Our guest next week, I think hopefully she's still here in chat, is the wonderful Chaotic Neutral.
Cool.
Show. She will be here. Then the week after that, we've got the team from the Gamer Guide. Sawyer, Emily, and Jamie will be here. Obviously, you know, the Gamer Guide are the people that are responsible for sorting out a load of stuff for Timeless this year. And then back for a second time, also Timeless themed, we have got the wonderful Emsy Lee back on the show that is going to be doing our Just Dance competition. She's an official Just Dance creator, features in the Ubisoft games. And not only that, she just does Just Dance competitions around the world. It's amazing. She's done some at MegaCon. She'll be doing it at MCM Comic Con soon and a load of other gaming events, including ours. So she is going to be our guest at the end of the month. Thank you to everyone in chat. Dave says he's on the show next week. That's fine, Dave. You do you. Just saying. Probably not going to happen.
That's humour him, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Just humour him. It's fine. Just say yes. Her head popped up when you said her name. That's cool. And thank you to the wonderful mods. And, of course, the wonderful Dave right here for being our amazing co-host.
Always a pleasure.
Fountain of knowledge. There you go. Yes, big shout out to Jenny. There is a channel there again. Don't forget, folks, I'm going to say this. If you want to download Tiki Solitaire, exclamation, the number 3 and the word peaks. Download the game onto your mobile phone, play it. Set that challenge, get to level 200. We greatly appreciate it. Everyone who's been playing the game, even if you download it, we make money from it. So please do that. We greatly appreciate it. And do go check out the Ubisoft Legends sale. Not only can you get discounts with my code, but if you spend over 17 quid, you can even use the code Legend to get a further 9 quid off. So there's absolute bargains to be had. Just exclamation Ubisoft in chat for that one. Kugel Blitz, hello. You've joined us as we're just about to raid out because we've just finished our show. So I'm sorry that you've just missed us, but lovely to have you back. Let's see who's on tonight and who we can raid. There was a new streamer I was going to raid. There's all the links if you want to go check them out and you save yourself some money on some stuff. Thank you so very much who's been supporting us. There was some, but I don't know if they're actually on. So I'm going to just quickly check. But I've got a funny feeling. No, they're not on, even though they advertised they were on. So screw that. Let's carry on with the original plan. Let's see who's on. Jump back one. I'm going to try and get someone that we raided them last night. I'll tell you who we can raid. Because we haven't raided them for a couple of weeks. And I know they didn't stream at all last week. Let's see what they... And they're playing a game that I absolutely adore. And I know that she literally just got the game today because I saw her Twitter. It's Cheeky Tiffers, who is playing Claire Obscura Expedition 33. She literally started the game today. She was so excited. Kepler sent her a copy of the game. So she was over the moon. So let's go raid Tiff. Actually, do me a favour. This is going to wind her up. When we raid her, can everyone say hello, Toff? She won't like it, but it's going to be funny. Trust me. So we're going to do that raid. It was a thing from a stream she did when she was raising money, and everyone started calling her tough by accident. So that raid will start when the end credits are rolled. Thank you so much, everyone. You lot have been awesome. We are back tomorrow at the slightly earlier time of 8 o'clock because we will be playing some Tiki Solitaire before getting a little bit naughty with Jackbox the Naughty Pack. That is our community game. And don't forget, Thursday night, Revenge of the Savage Planet is our new game that we will be playing. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. We'll do that thing where we wave awkwardly. Good night. Bye. Good night.